Broadcasting from the Contractors Electric Studio and the home of the Blazers. You're listening to KLZS 1450 Eugene. All Comedy 1450, proudly serving the Eugene, Springfield area. Hey, support our charter sponsors.
They're the ones that keep the lights on here at All Comedy 1450.
Thanks for listening.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Introducing new Johnny Appleseed Hard Apple Cider, inspired by the man himself. A refreshingly sweet and intense hard cider with a crisp apple bite. Best served on the rocks and among friends. Johnny Appleseed is the refreshingly sweet and intense choice of those with a story to tell. So try a Johnny Appleseed Hard Cider tonight and let the stories flow.
New Johnny Appleseed Hard Apple Cider, refreshingly sweet and intense. Let the stories flow. Enjoy responsibly over ice. Copyright 2014 Johnny Appleseed Hard Cider, produced for Broken Straw Beverages, LLC. Baldwinsville, New York. 13027.
Whether you know it or not, somebody has a heart attack every 34 seconds and a stroke every 40 seconds. Don't worry, you can learn to save a life. Call Oregon CPR at 541-525-9081 or go to orcpr.com. And once a month, we offer pet CPR and babysitting CPR. Babysitting classes are half price. So do your part to help learn to save a life by contacting Oregon CPR today. orcpr.com, 541-525-9081.
Cigarettes for Less in the Safeway Shopping Center has all your smoking and vaping needs. Maybe you didn't know they carry some of the world's finest glass. Carrying products from an American glass studio, Ed Wolf's got glass. No fancy descriptions, no over-the-top sales pitches, just good quality American glass at affordable prices. Stop by Cigarettes for Less in the Safeway Shopping Center in Pioneer Plaza, Springfield, and see for yourself that Ed Wolf's got glass. Tell them you heard about it on All Comedy 1450.
April 19th, 1775, an attempt by the English to confiscate guns from Americans triggered, let's say, a successful revolution. If you're still a firm believer in your Second Amendment rights, you need to visit Oak Grove Guns, because they do too. Located at 45 Division Avenue in the Santa Clara Shopping Center, Oak Grove Guns handles everything from sales, cleanings, service, even defensive firearm instruction. You can find them on the web at ogvguns.com or give them a call at 541-636-5392. Hey, it's your Second Amendment right. Oak Grove Guns, 45 Division Avenue, Santa Clara Square.
For peace of mind in web design, you need Patrick Hunter at huntercreation.com. From web and graphic design, large format printing, a powerful presence on social media, to developing a strategy to build your company's brand. Visit huntercreation.com and see just how intuitive and profitable your web presence can be. If you're not using Hunter Creation, you're not reaching your full web potential. Contact Patrick Hunter at huntercreation.com and don't forget to tell him you heard about it on All Comedy 1450.
6 months free.
Yes, 6 months free at Easy Home for a limited time on everything that makes life cool to things that keep kids in school. Like this HP laptop for $19 a week or this Acer Windows 8 tablet for $15 a week. At Easy Home, there's no credit needed, no down payment, and we offer America's lowest payment guarantee. Oh, and did we mention?
6 months free.
Come see us at 1671 18th Street in Springfield.
Get it with no credit at Easy Home.
Charlie Shoe Store, what are you going to do with it?
I'll advertise.
Well, I tried a lot of newspaper ads and TV.
Well, I'll probably go radio.
Radio?
Yeah, according to the latest studies, every day radio reaches more people than newspaper or TV.
How did you know that?
What's more, radio targets customers better, so I'll match up the right stations for my dressier line.
Hell, I have no idea what the hell just happened. It is Saturday morning. You're hungover. Everybody's hungover. We are in the Contractors Electric Studio bringing you the Peaceful Fighters Show. That's right. It's Saturday morning. We got Sean and Ryan in studio. We got a lot on the table today. We're going to have a call from Jimmy Jennett, who is on his way up to make a big fight today. Where's he going, by the way?
He's at, I believe he's Fisticuffs. Sean, where's that? Vancouver?
Vancouver, Washington, Fisticuffs.
This guy's 7 foot tall.
He's 6'8", but man, this guy's a giant.
Okay, that's 7 foot. That's close enough for me. Anything taller than me is close to 7 foot. That's all I'm saying. And he's going to give us some insight on what it's like to prepare for a fight. We've got some cutting weight tips because Sean over here is working on that. Nate's got a fight coming up. Nate couldn't join us today, but we're going to have a great old time. You can jump in at 541-485-1450. And how you guys doing?
Doing great, man. Super excited to be here. Thank you very much, Chris.
Cool.
As always, it's interesting the things that we can do, getting in the cage and getting whatnot. But this always makes me nervous getting on this thing.
I know,
this
it's
microphone.
hilarious. You guys are terrified, and it was funny prior to, as you're getting set up and you're telling Sean to make sure you're talking to the mic, and here he is passing on his vast knowledge of radio works.
I try.
That's hilarious. 541-485-1450. You're live. Who is this?
Hello, Ryan.
Hey, Jimmy Jennett, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you pretty good. How's it going, bud?
It's going good. We just got you on Bluetooth.
Oh, nice. And you're heading, where are you heading right now?
We're headed up to Vancouver, Washington. Vancouver, Washington to compete tonight in the Octagon.
In the Octagon. Nice. Now, let me just tell you real quick, this is terrestrial radio. It's not on the internet, so don't be dropping F-bombs and stuff. That's all.
Oh, absolutely, sir.
Cool. No problem. So, you're going up for a fight in the Octagon. Is this a UFC fight?
Well, it's a mixed martial arts fight. I mean, it's just like what you see in the UFC. At this level, we aren't allowed to... We're not allowed to throw elbows to the head, but we can throw elbows to the body, knees to the head, knees to the body. You get the full gambit.
So, how long have you been preparing for this fight?
Well, it's interesting. This fight was short notice. I got approached to compete about a week ago, and I said, hey, let's do it. And I've been training for the last couple months for another fight, so, it just made sense.
Nice. Now, who's your opponent?
His name's the handsome one, James Hammond.
The handsome James Hammond. Nice.
What do you know about this guy, Jimmy?
Well, to be honest, he comes from Team Quest, which is one of the more established schools all across the country. They go back to 1999, the days of Randy Couture and Matt Linden, and he's a 4-1. He's a young man that's 4-1. He's a tough kid. He loves to fight. He's been very active this year, and he's got a great record. I kind of look at him like a submission wrestler type, but he also, he's an MMA fighter.
Now, I understand that you're like 6'8", and what do you weigh?
Right now, I'm about to step on the scale. I'm supposed to be 275. I'm hovering right there.
Wow, 6'8", 275, and getting in the ring. Good God Almighty!
How big is this guy, Jimmy?
To be honest, I'm not too sure. I know he's probably going to be coming in at 260, 265, and I think he's about 6'2", somewhere in that range.
So you got some reach advantage on him at least.
I have a little bit of a reach advantage, and I've been working on that quite a bit with my coaches. But also, this cage that we're going into, it's the smallest cage I've ever seen. So that's a whole different animal. You take 2 steps from the corner, and you're in the direct center of the cage.
Well, that is small. There's nowhere to run. Because that's what I'd be doing in there. I'd be running the whole time. Have somebody chasing me.
I think they call that timidity or something. They'll stop the fight for being timid.
Yeah, I think they just call me a pussy is all they do. So you've only had a week to mentally prepare for this thing. What's it like? I guess this is what I really want to know. You're getting ready to step into a ring with somebody that you know is good, and the mental preparation for this, knowing, you might win, you might lose. It's got to scare the hell out of you, man. I mean, there's got to be... Tell us a little bit about the mental part of this and the nerves leading up to stepping in the ring with somebody that's literally trying to tear your head off.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. I get asked that a lot. I went through a lot of stuff in my life, and to be honest, I'll just keep it kind of general, but I went through a lot of stuff in my life, and scarier things than, quote-unquote, stepping in the octagon. I have 100% belief in my ability. I have 100% belief in my coaches, my commitment, and as far as, I've stretched this out. This will be my 13th match counting kickboxing and boxing and MMA, And after a while, you start to develop a calmness, at least in my case. And I know early on, I would expel a lot of energy. I would come in super intense, super hyped up. Even my first MMA fight, I can honestly say I was angry. And it takes a lot of energy out of you to be angry. Fast forward, my last match in Oklahoma, I had a match in Oklahoma. I fought he was like a sumo wrestler. He was 6'3", 430 pounds. He moved real well. And I was so calm that, we had our fight. It lasted about 2 minutes. And I just stayed calm through it all. I did what I did. I ended up knocking him out. And as I knocked him out, I knew he was going out. I hit him with a body shot, and I knew he was done for. And I finished him with a straight cross on the way down. And I just walked away calm. I just walked away super calm. It was just business. And then when I saw him start to get up, I went over there and I shook his hand, gave him a hug, and that was it. And so that's the progression of myself as a martial artist. I'm actually like super calm right now.
Well, that's awesome, and I can only relate that to stage being a comic, because when I first got started, I was terrified, and I was a pooper. I'd walk outside and I'd be walking and pacing and walking, and then I'd have to go inside and poop before I went up on stage, and I was terrified. And after a while it calmed down, and now I can be sitting there drinking a beer and eating some pizza, and they go, "Hey, you're up." And oh, okay, and just go up and do your job. And so I guess it's kind of the similar way with you, huh?
Yeah, I mean, there will be some nerves, but that's a funny story. But I know, yeah, it's funny. I know the great Bill Russell. He was like, basketball great for the Celtics, like in the '60s, one of the best centers always. And he used to actually go in and throw up before the big games, and it was just his thing. He'd get so nervous, and I'm actually pretty comfortable in front of the crowd, and I've been doing this for a little while. And I look at it as an opportunity as well. I look at it as an opportunity to just go out and show my handiwork, and it's just a wonderful time. To be honest, sir, I feel closer to God during that fight than I ever do, just in everyday life. It's a beautiful thing.
That's actually a really interesting thing that you say that, Jimmy, because that's kind of how I describe it too. It's such a spiritual experience. It's raw. It's very, very real. Just right there. There's nothing. It's just you and him, and it's you really get to know who you are and what you're like and what you can deal with and what your will. How far you can take your own personal will. It's a really cool experience.
The whole anger thing too, that's something, because you figure, look, when I play hoop, I play angry, and I don't know why. It makes me a better player, and I'm still a crappy player, but it makes me a better player is all I'm saying. And I can see going into the ring being angry, but you're right, it does. It expends a tremendous amount of energy, and reaching that level of calm when you walk in there, and even during the bout. I mean, my limited martial arts experience, one of the things we used to talk about is relaxing and staying calm, even in the battle. And it just conserves so much energy that's so important, and that you reach that level, that's just awesome.
Yeah, and you had a great point too, Ryan. I mean, I 100% relate. And with the calmness, I'm an older fighter. I got into it a little bit late. I'm 38 years old. I'm also a very big man. I understand that, being conservative with my energy and appropriate with it is huge. I feel like $1 million, but I mean, like, if you go out there and you quote unquote shoot your wad or something, or you get a little bit too overzealous or anything like that, I mean, it can actually work against you. But the thing about myself is I have a switch in there when it's time to, to up that ante, to go for broke. It's just a natural instinct in myself. It's always been there. I had it on the basketball court way back when, in life. I just love being calm, and at the right time, at the right moment, it'll surface, I guess they call it beast mode. It's there. It's just lying beneath the surface right now. So right now we're just chilling. We're cruising up, having a nice time. We got some good rest yesterday. My diet's been appropriate. My supplementation's been appropriate. Everything has been just super scientific, and I'm ready to go.
So when does that kick in for you, Jimmy? I mean, because I know for me, you know, like as they call my name and as we start to walk out, I have a ton of energy. I kind of breathe. I have to consciously kind of breathe through it and stay calm. You know, when does that click in for you? As far as like you talked about, you know, kind of getting into like a beast mode and like when you walk out, when you see your opponent, like what's that like? I mean, a lot of people can talk about it and they watch it from the couch, and that's great. But I think there's such a small number of us that have done it. You know.
Yeah, you know, like every fight has a different story. I know this kid, I call him a kid, he's 25-ish or something like that. You know, he's a man. He's definitely a man. You know, all respect to all my opponents, you know. You know, truthfully, like, I'm not sure when it's going to click on, so to speak. I know when I hit those pads backstage, I'm going to be primed. My corners are going to prime me. I got Sean Clemens coming up. I got my buddy Joey Whitaker. And I've been in combat, so to speak, with Joey Whitaker. He had taken me up to corner at a title fight where I was successful in and last year, and we had a good rapport. And I've worked with Sean backstage before with other fighters, and Sean's had like 15, 16 fights. And I'm just confident in my corners. I'm confident in my main coaches there at Art of War, and I'm just going to be primed. Now,
that's a great story.
This kid's going to come out and he's going to fight, you know, and, you know, I'm going to have to weather the storm a little bit too, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you know, I really feel like I'm going to be victorious. It's my time.
Do you have any kind of a game plan going in at all, Jimmy?
Well, I'm just going to go out and be myself, man.
There you go.
I have a strat. I mean, that's the one thing in all my fights, you know, we normally have 2 or 3 things that we think about. I have things that I think about that, you know, are going to put me in position for success and things that I can't accept. And what's cool is I've always followed that. I've always, whether it be, hey, we're gonna circle here, or we're gonna do this, or we're gonna come straight forward, or we're gonna, you know, anything to that nature. I've always followed my coach's plan, and we got a good game plan for this man. I've been at it. My wrestling's really improved. You know, my flow grappling on the ground, you know, like just working those chain submissions and things like that has really improved. I just feel really confident in my ability.
Well, that calmness is really important because when you're angry, you can't focus on a game plan quite so much. And you just kind of flail a little bit more. And if you can stay calm and focus and pick your moves and what you're doing, that makes a huge difference. And you're fighting a 25-year-old that, frankly, well, kids are dumb. Sorry. And I've been pushing this for a while. We need everybody under 23 to be killed because they're screwing up the world. So this guy just barely made the cut. But as a 20
He can live. He can live the fight.
He's made the cut. That's right. But as a 25-year-old, you know, he's still prone to more emotion than at your age, where you've got some more experience and you can be calm and focused on what you're trying to do. And I think that's a huge advantage.
Yeah, I think that is an advantage. It really is. I know it's kind of crazy that you mentioned that, because back in my 20s, you know, my priorities were completely different than what they are now. I think Muhammad Ali, I was telling a special friend of mine yesterday, Muhammad Ali said, and I love Muhammad Ali. He's my favorite man outside of Jesus Christ. And he said that a man that views the world at 50 the same way that he views the world at 20 has wasted his life.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And, you know, they say age and experience beats youth and ability every time. And that's part of it, I think, because, you know, somebody 25 coming in there has got to be full of raw emotion. And when you get that raw emotion running you can't really think about what you're supposed to do as well as somebody that's calm and got that approach.
Yeah, and the thing that he has to his, you know, attribute there is he's got a great historic mixed martial arts school and teammates behind them. And the beautiful thing about this sport, and that's what I was saying, you know, like, you know, wherever you train, like I know in Eugene's case, there's so many gyms to train at, you know, you got Ryan Waldo, a peaceful fighter, you got my home gym, Art of War, and all kinds of gyms, you know, wherever it works for you geographically. I think people should all check that out. I know in my early 20s, to be honest, I would have had a lot of conflict with my coaches, and I probably would have been shown the door, as sad as that sounds. But the thing is that the sport, and along with some other things in my life. But that sport has really helped shape me into the man that I am today. And I'm on it. To be honest, I wake up every day and I feel great self-esteem. I feel great confidence. I really love who I am in the world today, and I just look forward to some more success. And a big part of that is my martial arts training and who I surround myself with.
Now, Jimmy, we got to go to a break here real quick. Can you hang on for about 3.5 minutes or so? Because I'd like to ask you about some of the preparation that you've had prior to this fight in the way of nutrition, what you've been eating, how did you have to cut weight, stuff along those lines. You got a few minutes?
Yeah, I'll hang out with you guys.
All right, stick around, my friend. Appreciate that. And you have the Peaceful Fighter Show here on All Comedy 1450. Stick around, you guys. It's kind of fun picking the brain of somebody that's getting ready to step into the ring.
We're building Oregon's newest radio station, All Comedy 1450, KLZS, Eugene, Springfield.
Unami Sushi and Asian Grill on 42nd Street and Main in Springfield has a totally redesigned new menu. Unami has delved into the world of Asian fusion with their new Sushito. It's a sushi burrito. Every Friday is Eugene Foodie Friday. Buy 2 Sushitos and get a free appetizer when you display your Eugene Foodie butt. Unami Sushi and Asian Grill, 42nd Street and Main in Springfield. Tell them you heard about it on All Comedy 1450.
Nestled just east of Matthew Knight Arena, the Wild Duck is a local favorite. Unforgettable food, craft cocktails, a unique atmosphere, and sincere service keep bringing people back. Their wide array of menu options feature natural, hormone, and antibiotic-free meats, and their burgers are the best in town. Open for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and late, the Wild Duck is the perfect spot for any occasion. Whether you're celebrating a birthday or company gathering, the Wild Duck can accommodate groups of up to 50. A proud sponsor of All Comedy 1450 and home of the Quackin' Me Up comedy series. You can find the Wild Duck Cafe right next to Matthew Knight Arena or call 485-DUCK.
The ultimate expression of luxury vodka is the classic martini garnished with 3 olives. Thus, 3 Olives Vodka was born. Beyond their original, there's now 26 bold, intense flavors for endless cocktail creations. 3 Olives Vodka isn't about the serious sides and exclusivity. They give an experience that helps you and your friends celebrate the best, most fun, and exciting times of your lives. 3 Olives Vodka is super premium vodka imported from England. The clean, smooth flavor is ideal for crafting the ultimate martini, garnished with 3 olives, of course.
Toxic Wings and Fries on River Road brings us a newly discovered deleted scene from The Princess Bride.
All right, okay, now where was I? Inigo and Fezzik had just brought Wesley to Miracle Max.
Hey, hello in there. What's so important? What do you got here on Earth worth living for?
A traditional Philly cheesesteak sandwich from Toxic Wings and Fries.
Well, who could argue? A traditional Philly cheesesteak sandwich from Toxic Wings and Fries is the best thing in the world. When they smoke a whole ribeye roast to a medium rare, sliced nice and lean, onions, mushrooms, green and red bell peppers, and to top it all off, the provolone cheese. I love it. It's so perky.
But we can only get them on Thursdays.
Inconceivable!
You keep using that word. I do not think it means what you think it means.
Grandpa, it's Thursday. Can we go to Toxic Wings and Fries?
Yes, you're very smart. Shut up.
Long ago in a galaxy far, far away, there were boring wieners.
But now there's Red 5 Hot Dog Company, located on the corner of 6th and Willamette in Eugene. These are the freshest, the hottest, the best all-beef dogs you can find in the city. Try my buddy Jeff's creation, the Growler. It'll take 2 Wookiees to finish this bad boy. Mention All Comedy 1450 and receive a free bag of chips. Check them out at red5dogs.com.
And may the Frank be with you.
Welcome back to the Peaceful Fighter Show here at All Comedy 1450. Joined today, of course, with Ryon and Sean. I'm Chris, and on the phone we got Jimmy Jennett, who's on his way up to Vancouver for a fight tonight. Are you still with us, buddy?
Yes, I am.
Cool. One of the things I wanted to know about, I know you had short notice on this, but does it change your diet when you know you got a fight in a week, and did you have to cut weight or anything like that?
Well, I've been coming down in weight. I'm fighting actually in Eugene, Oregon, August 29th for the Midtown Throwdown Heavyweight Championship. And I know Sean Waldo is going to go out and make his MMA debut there. I think you got him in studio.
Yes, sir.
And it's a heavyweight fight, and I walk at super heavyweight. I'm normally around 280, 285. I have to come down to 265. And so in the gym and with my diet and things like that, I've been slowly coming down. And James Hammond, the handsome one, he said he'd fight me at 275. So it's a super heavyweight fight. I'm pretty sure I'm going to go step on the scale right there at that level. And we're just going to go and hook it up tonight. But yeah, my diet's been, I'm actually pretty pleased with myself. For the first time, I'm starting to understand diet. And when you were asking about supplementation, I've got a supplement store that sponsors me. It's Gym Rats over there on Pioneer Parkway. And I just take a couple supplements. I take my branched chain aminos, and I take a little bit of complex carbohydrates in a powder form in the morning. And, you know, it's just got those good, like, yams and oatmeals and things. And then also take a protein supplement like, you know, most people.
How would we find those guys, Jimmy, if we wanted to go over and talk to those guys and kind of get hooked up with what you got going on?
Well, they're, you know, it's a mom and pop store. As far as, they, you know, they were real cool with me, and they just give me a little cut on some of the product, you know, in exchange for promotion. I get a small little discount over there, but it's great. And they're very knowledgeable. They're over there on Pioneer Parkway, nestled in there in the Sherry's, I don't know, Sherry's is there, Safeway. I think Walgreens is across the way there. What is that, Q? And they're back in there. Jim Rats is back in there. And they're just really super knowledgeable.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Cool. Now, Sean was telling us about how you guys met at the mall. And why don't you fill us in on that a little bit from your perspective, Sean? And
it was I don't know. It was probably 3 years ago, and you were handing out flyers. I think it was for the Art of War, and it was me and Nathan before we ever even started training. We walked by you and we're like, man, that guy's huge. And then you kind of snuck up behind me and put your hand on my shoulder and scared the bejesus out of me. I turned around and I was wearing a tap-out sweatshirt, is why. And you handed me a flyer and you're like, hey, you know, you into MMA. And it's actually kind of funny because shortly after that is when we started looking for a gym and found Ryan.
You know, I always talk about it. I always talk about you, Jimmy. It's like these guys look at the paper and they're like, oh yeah, you know, they look at your stats. He's 6'8", he's this. Okay, I'll fight him. But I've actually cornered you. I've had the privilege of cornering you a couple of times, and it's funny the look on their face when they actually see you step in there, and they're just like, oh my god, like it sounded great on paper, but this guy is massive. I am terrified. And like the sound it makes when you step in there, Jimmy, it's just I couldn't even imagine being this gentleman. Just pretty boy James Hammond or whatever it is, but
the handsome one.
Yeah, he won't be so handsome after that.
Yeah,
Jimmy's
he's not going to be too handsome after the fight. That's for sure. Now, Sean, you're getting ready for your debut, right?
Yes, sir.
So you got a fight coming up now. What weight class are you fighting in?
125.
And we're talking to 275-pound Jimmy right now. So basically, his leg weighs what you weigh.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't think we'll be sparring anytime soon.
Jimmy,
hope not.
What do you eat on a regular basis, Jimmy? Like when you wake up in the morning, do you have like 3 plates of food, or how does that work for you?
Man, sometimes I will eat like a half dozen to a dozen eggs, just egg whites and things. And I mean, I got a pretty hefty food bill, but
I love it.
Yeah, it's just part of it. You know, you got to feed the machine.
But what about the last 2 days? Now, that's something that people don't realize, and like the sacrifice that we go through to hit these weight classes. What have you eaten over the last, like, say, 2 days?
Oh, brother, you know, to be honest, I've just been me. Last night I just had a light meal. Like I said, I got the luxury of fighting super heavyweight. You know, he agreed to fight me at 275, and I'm just like right there. So today I had a really light breakfast. We'll go step on the scale at noon, and then I'll go power up a little bit. And, you know, that's the cool thing about fighting in your division. You know, walking as a super heavyweight and fighting as a super heavyweight, I don't have to go through all that ordeal. Conversely, I do know about those weight cuts. I know about, like, what you've been through, Ryan. I've been through it myself a time or two. And, you know, it's crazy. I have cut 20 pounds on 2 occasions.
What's that like?
Oh, brother, you know what it's like. It separates the men from the boys. And then also, the one thing that also happens is it also takes a little bit of your stamina, you know, your ability in there, and it just takes you down. I don't know what the percentage would be. I don't care what anybody says. Everybody's different. I know if I got to cut an extreme amount of weight, like I fought Anthony McDonald in Midtown Throwdown 3, and
I believe I cornered you for that fight.
Huh?
I said, I believe I cornered you for that fight.
You cornered me in that fight. You helped me cut weight, and it was my third fight. I didn't wrestle in school. I don't know anything about cutting weight, and I made it through, and I cut that weight. But I'm telling you, I feel like I was at 60% in there. Maybe I could eke out 70%, but it wasn't a pleasant thing in there. And then you had that big monster Anthony just opening fire on you for damn near 3 rounds. I learned a lot in that fight, and I learned I never want to cut drastically again.
So I got to ask you, I mean, you're 6'8", 275, you walk around town, and you're from Eugene, right, or living here?
Yeah, Eugene's my hometown. You know, my family's originally from Oregon. I've been in Northern California. I've been in Iowa, Oklahoma. But, you know, my heart's in Eugene, Oregon. That's what I consider my hometown. Yes, sir.
So you walk up to, or somebody walks up to you, extends a hand, shakes your hand, and they're just a normal-sized little person like the rest of us. Does something pass through your brain when you first make eye contact that says, I could kill you? Does that ever enter your brain? I could kill you. I could kill you.
No, what's funny, hey, when I was younger, I used to actually see, you know, the big guys or the tough guys, like, in the school, and I used to always kind of, like, it was weird. I was just young and immature and thought, like, I would actually, like, want to challenge them or, you know, I don't really know how to, I'd just be a different person. I'd be ready to go, stuff like that, but that was just me being immature. To be honest, I was just talking to somebody about that today. I love walking around town and just greeting people, setting people at ease. Like, I'll throw that peace sign out a lot of times. I'll smile. I smile all the time at people just randomly. I open doors.
God, I hope so. You would terrify the hell out of us otherwise. If you walked around all scowly and angry at that size, we'd all be running in fear, peeing as we ran. My God, if I met you, I'd look at you and I'd think, he could kill me.
Yeah. No, but that ain't gonna help nobody on this. You know what I mean? Like, we're all in this together in this world. You know what I mean?
I like how you know, that's one thing too about you, Jimmy, is that you use you use your impression on the world in a good, positive way. Actually, something I wanted to talk to you about is, you know, so you dedicate a lot of your life and a lot of your, you know, what you're doing right now to a cause, and just wanted to kind of ask you a little bit about that and kind of get that out there.
Oh, you're talking about Checkered Path MMA outreach?
Yeah, just all the stuff you do, Jimmy. It seems like you always kind of got your hands in trying to be a good influence and you know, being a positive member of the society. So I just wanted to kind of see what do you got going on right now? What's coming up? What have we done recently? What's going on?
Well, Checkered Path MMA outreach is my business. It's my passion. You know, it's a lot of little things. We're trying to streamline it a little bit. I've got a business plan. I personally, I've been down some tough roads in my life, and again, I'll keep it general, but, over the last several years, I've really blossomed into a man, and I really just have this passion to kind of just put my best foot forward out there, help the community when I can. I help myself first and foremost. As, we have to do that in life. We have to advocate for ourselves. But I got this cause. It's an outreach called Checkered Path, and we go around sometimes, and Ryan's been a part of this. We've done free youth clinics. We do little mini clinics.
You just had a few clinics, a few real successful clinics recently, haven't you?
Yeah, we've had some good clinics, and to be honest, I'd like to do more. I'm trying to. I've got an administrative assistant that's starting to help us make some contacts in the community where we can go out and just put on clinics with high-risk kids and things like that. And I don't personally, I don't want anything out of it. I just want to help people. I don't want to see young people get mixed up like I did, and basically go through hell. And a lot of the stuff that's going on in the streets out there, it's preventable. If kids are getting plugged in the right situation. So I don't care where the youth go. If it's in the martial arts, for example, I don't really care if they go to the Gym X, Gym Y, Gym Z. As long as they're going there and it's good quality school with good quality people, I mean, that's a win-win for everybody.
That's awesome. So now you're also talking about a fight down here in late August in Eugene itself.
Yeah, it's called Midtown Throwdown. I think it's their 7th installment. It's Ben Scoggins' show. They put on one hell of a show. That show, oh man, I know when I first started here in this town, my first fight, I think we only had like just under 600 people in the venue, and now we're consistently bringing in 2,500 people. I mean, if they got a bigger venue, I guarantee you I could help sell that show, and we could pack another 1,000 in there. Just little by little, they're gaining a lot of traction. It's a big deal in my life and a lot of the local fighters. Yeah, I just love it. It's called Midtown Throwdown. It's August 29th. August 29th at the Lane Event Center. Doors open at 6. Fights start at 7. You can get a general admission ticket for only $25.
Oh, really?
And it's a great time. There's going to probably be anywhere from 10 to 14 fights. And I train with a lot of these guys. I know a lot of these guys in the Northwest. It's high-level mixed martial arts for sure.
That's
a lot of guys that fight in the Midtown Throwdown, every year, one or two of them will hit the pro ranks or hit, some of them hit Bellator, UFC. I mean, it's a big deal.
So that's one thing that people don't realize is that here in the Northwest is we have some really tough guys. And so it's like even in the amateur ranks, when you're fighting guys around here, if you're fighting an experienced amateur, you might as well be fighting a pro in a lot of other areas around the world. So it's really, I think it's a really good show worth checking out. Jimmy is always fantastic to watch. Everybody loves, watching him get in the cage and, move the fence around. And, Sean also, making his debut, so that's pretty darn exciting. We also got another local guy, Chad Mertens, right? Have you been doing any training with Chad lately, Jimmy?
Yeah, man, Chad's my boy. He's a part of Checker Pass. I'll just give a quick shout-out to a few of the guys that are part of the outreach mainstays there. Derek Harris, Chad Mertens, Sean Clemens, Joey Whitaker, and Rennie Aquino and Enoch Wilson. And Chad, he's going to be the pro main event. Man, that kid is a handful. I call him a kid because he's just 21 years old, but he's been at it. I think we started at the same time, and he's been very active. He's went out there, he's cut his teeth, he's blazed his own trail, and he's had just great success. But first and foremost, Chad's just a great individual. I really love and respect that man, and I support him in everything he does. I don't care if he decides to take 10 years off from MMA and go back to the oil field or whatever he feels like doing. I just really can't say enough about Chad Mertens.
So let me ask Sean here real quick. Is this your first fight?
Yes, sir.
That's your first fight where you're actually going in the cage?
First actual MMA fight, yes, sir.
So, Jimmy, how about some advice for Sean going into his very first fight?
Breathe.
All right.
Breathe.
There you go.
I tell everybody, breathe, man. I know. I had a boxing match once where I got so excited I didn't breathe, man, and I knocked this dude down. I ran around pumping my fist like I did something, and I wasn't breathing. My corners are probably yelling at me, breathe, breathe, breathe. This cat got up, and he put me on my back next, and just breathe walking in, breathe every rest stoppage, breathe every chance you get. Just breathe and stay calm to the best of your ability, and just be you.
The first fight just has to be nothing but butterflies and nerves, man.
That's what I'm going to try to stay away from. I'm going to try to stay focused, calm, cool, and collective, and just kind of do whatever Coach Man, Mr. Ryan says. Keep it easy.
Yeah, that's, I think, what I've always found for me is when I have a really good camp, I train hard, I work my butt off, I'm feeling good in myself, mentally, emotionally, physically, that I don't get so nervous. It's going to be a great time. So that's kind of one thing that we've been working on with Sean. Shoot, I've had him before I was even open. So I've had Sean for 3 years every single day. He even lived at the gym for 8 months at one point. So he is more than prepared. I feel like I should send the gentleman a warning or something. I don't know. Maybe like a highlight video so we can have a few things to work on. But.
Yeah, but you know as well as I do that as hard as you train, somebody out there's training harder. You know
that's so true. Oh my goodness!
Never underestimate your opponent. You know that.
absolutely.
You got to go in with your A game, and especially on the first one, you got to make an impression because you're going to want to do it again, obviously, and you don't want a negative experience on your first one. So you got to be laser beam focused, man. And this isn't all that far away. The 29th of August, so you've got just over a month of training ahead of you, and you got to be pressing it. And I didn't realize you had that coming up so quickly. So I am so going to punch you in the face on Monday morning.
I can't wait for it, man. You always do, too.
Jimmy, actually, Chris trains with us, Monday through Friday. So it's actually, Chris actually does this stuff, too. He's an old martial artist himself. He doesn't talk about it, but he's a tough guy.
Well, and I'm an old man. Hell, I'm 57 years old, and so you guys are all young, and you're all fresh, and you got all that energy.
You put the gloves and headgear on, and you spar with us fighters.
Oh, well, and I love it. I mean, it's great, but yeah, I'm still trying to get back to where I was, for God's sake, let alone... Yeah, there's no way I'm getting in the ring at 57 unless they got some kind of senior division and there's oxygen in the corners and, we get 5-minute breaks between the 1-minute rounds. If they have something like that, maybe I'll step into the ring, kick back, have a smoke during the break. There's no way I'm training that way for
timeouts are allowed.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. I'm gassed. Hold on. And so I'm in there just trying to get back into shape and be a target for these guys. And no, I think it's awesome that you're getting ready for this fight. And any advice you can give is great, Jimmy, to help him prepare. And Ryan's going to have him ready to go, and I'm really excited. We've had some fights over in Lincoln City with Nate and with Ryan, and I haven't been able to get over there, but this one's right here in Eugene, and there's no way I'm missing this puppy.
And Nathan's actually fighting for King of the Cage again directly the weekend after me. So it'll be Nathan's third time in the cage.
Is that going to be here in Eugene?
No, his is in Lincoln City at Chinook Winds Casino.
And I'd love to get over there because I like blackjack. But, I mean, it'd just be fun to go over there for the fight. And, schedule and life gets in the way sometimes.
It's tough, man. It really is tough. It's 2.5 hours, but rooms there aren't exactly the cheapest things in the world. But it's an awesome experience. The casino's right on the coast. Beautiful view. Lots of stuff to do.
A lot of local talent, over there. And they're putting it on international television, so that's real nice.
I think it's well worth the trip. I went over there to the King of the Cage to watch Ryan's product Nathan compete, and my buddy Anthony and Chad Mertens. Chad went out there and won fight of the night out there and fought his heart out. And it was a really great show. They got a great thing going on with King of the Cage. And I definitely would, if you had the time, I'd plan for it. I'd plan for those Lincoln City events because it's like it's not just it's a destination. Lincoln City on the coast there is a destination.
Yes, sir.
Especially, it's especially gorgeous this time of year too. I mean, it's just wonderful. So you're right. It's a great destination event. How do you guys feel the Northwest ranks in comparison to other parts of the country? And let me preface that by saying back in my martial art days when I was really heavy into it, and this is before MMA, obviously, the Northwest was one of the prime spots for talent nationally. How does it rank now?
I've been around the country, and I've been in a lot of places, traveling for work. And they've got some fine schools all across the country, but as far as saturation of just really top-flight schools, I wanted to touch on this, and then I'm actually going to get off the phone.
Okay.
Because I got to focus on my fight. But, Ryan said something about this earlier. This high-level amateur stuff is what I've seen, 15, 20 years ago. A lot of these high-level amateurs would be substantial pros, you know what I mean, in some of these shows. There's no doubt about it in my mind. And the Northwest is super, super tough. It's saturated with great coaches and great schools. I'm really proud to represent the Northwest. And it shows. When I travel on the road and I go into other gyms, I have a lot of success.
Well, that's awesome. Hey, thank you so much for spending time with us today. Good luck on your fight tonight, man. And, this has been some great insight into the mind of a fighter getting ready to step into the ring, and I really, really appreciate your phone call.
Yeah, such a valuable thing, Jimmy. Thank you very much. It's such a rare thing that we do, and I really appreciate you sharing it with us and anybody, the listeners. So.
Okay, guys. Hey, thanks for the opportunity.
All right, and thanks for the call. Good luck again, man. Take him down.
Take care, man.
Later, Jimmy.
All right, that was Jimmy Jennett, and he's going to be kicking some ass tonight. That was way cool.
There's a California tax, Pennsylvania work tax, fuel tax, actual tax, throwaway tax. So many taxes, so complicated. come see the folks at Liberty Tax.
Getting your taxes done doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, we make taxes fun. At Liberty Tax, you can have your taxes prepared by certified professionals who guarantee that your taxes are done quickly and double-check for accuracy before filing. So come on down to a Liberty Tax location near you. Locally owned and operated, Liberty Tax will give and honor their price quotes, offer you extra copies of returns at no charge, and follow up with you by phone within 48 hours. Kids are always welcome, and we offer extended hours. To find a location near you, visit libertytax.com or call 866-871-1040. That's 866-871-1040.
My head, taxes on my bills. I'm taxed against my will. They tax me if I fail to obey. I'm taxed on what I buy, taxed on what I sell. They tax me if I give it.
Hi, I just started vaping, and I'm looking for an apple flavor.
Well, I got our Smack Back Apple Jack.
Does that have apple in it?
I don't know.
What about banana?
We got our Snoozer Banana Quat.
Well, what's a snoozer?
I don't know.
Thank you. You've been very helpful.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Will. Quitting smoking wasn't easy, but Ticket Vapors helped me with their quality smokeless equipment with kosher ingredients, the finest flavors, steeped and bottled on site in a clean professional lab. Priced to save you, friendly and helpful service. Ticket Vapors, 9th and Main, Springfield. Ticket Vapors, kick it now.
Thanks to your votes, the Eugene Weekly named Sandwich Food Cart the #2 food cart in Eugene. Now they've got 2 trucks and a cart to satisfy your noms. Find out hours and locations by searching them on Facebook at Sandwich, SAMMITCH. Sandwich caters any and all events. Try their Sandwich of the Month. Sandwich even has vegan options. My favorite is the Orgasmich. It's a 50-50 meatloaf burger. Throw in a side of carrot fries and I'm sold. Find them online at sandwichtimes.com.
Hey, I'm talking with Steve over at Contractors Electric. Hey, man, something goes wrong electrically at my house, and I call you guys. When are you going to show up?
Well, we like to be able to take care of people as soon as possible. What we tell people up front is that we can normally be at their home or their business within about 2 business working days. But what we really try to do is get there that same day. If at all possible, we like to be there when they need us, which is usually when they call us.
In other words, the only time anybody calls you is when there's a problem. You're like a lawyer that way. Why shouldn't I just fix it myself?
When you're talking about electricity, you're talking about safety. You're talking about the well-being of your family, your children, your friends. You don't want to risk putting those people in jeopardy. We don't want to see anyone get hurt. There's a lot of potential and risk with electricity. Contractors Electric, 343-2222. Or you can catch us on the internet at electrician-eugene.com. 343-2222. Humans answer the phone.
A human being.
24/7.
Humor is a funny thing. KLZS, Eugene, Springfield, all comedy 1450.
We're back with the Peaceful Fighter Show here at All Comedy 1450. Ryan, Sean, and Chris sitting in with you right now. That was a great conversation with Jimmy Jennett, and I'm real excited about the fact that we've got a big event happening on August 29th, and our very own Sean is making his debut in the cage. And so where's your mindset getting ready for this kind of fight right now?
Well, luckily, I've been kind of blessed with being able to corner a couple times with Ryan and Nathan and Jay, and I've seen all sides of it. I've been backstage, I've seen him warm up, I've walked out, so I think I have a good idea of what to expect as far as what's going to be coming at me, and nothing's going to be a surprise. So I think that might help a little bit, and just being around it for so long. I've been wrapping my mind around this for 3 years, every night. Like, yeah, it's just not getting here, but I've been thinking about it every day.
Yeah, Sean lives it.
This has been my goal since day one. I've had some few little injuries that have slowed me down. I had a torn meniscus in my knee that I got taken care of. Then I had a hernia, and it took them forever for me to get surgery on it, so that kind of slowed me down a little bit. I actually competed in a grappling tournament with my hernia. And,
that's a fact. That happened.
I only had one match. I won. It was pretty cool, but that was when I decided I need to get this fixed. That no more until I get this fixed. So finally, I got the surgery, healed up, and here we are, finally here, ready to go.
Well, I think this is so awesome because you guys are right down the hall from us here in the Broadway Commerce Building. You got the gym, it's open, you're training, you're taking on new students and all the rest, but your students and your friends are fighting in this big event that's going to happen at the Lane Event Center. 2,500 people, honest to God. And
wow. It's, I'll tell you what, it's just one of those things that it's my passion. When I put on the mitts and I start training and we having fun, I light up and mean, I trained one of my, Nathan the other day, 2.5. I lost track of time. I started bumping into the next clients. I thought I was good. We could have had time for lunch and everything. We just kept working all the way through. So it's one of those things that, since we've been in the new building, it's just bringing back the passion. I'm working, me and Sean are every morning at 6 a.m. and we're just rolling. I mean, some days he doesn't even go home. I mean, there's days he stays there till 7 p.m. from 6 a.m., and it's just being around it, living it, breathing it. Man, I love it. I love the local competition. I love proving the product. I'm so proud of these guys. They put in the hard work. Sean is in there day in and day out. And not only does he does the fighting and he does the training, but he's there for every step. He knows how the business is run. He knows, how the money going in, the money going out. He understands it all. He understands the fight game, the defense, the offense. We study it. We study. He holds the mitts. He does it all. When I train, he's my guy. I've leaned on him and he got me ready for my professional debut and he cornered me and did a fantastic job. And the biggest thing we have around here is our support system, and he's huge. I mean, I don't even know what the heck I would do without Sean. So to kind of watch this whole thing culminate and get in there in the cage and really put it all together, it's just going to be fantastic. I mean, I'm so excited for it. I just even thinking about it, me and him will talk about it. Our adrenaline starts going, and we're getting all excited.
Well, I can see that and hear that in your voice right now.
So we love it. We love this stuff. So if you want a piece of it, you want to touch this guy, you want to come down and watch him train, anyone's welcome to the gym to come watch him train. Give us a call, 503-442-8105, and I can arrange that, and we can get you, watching this guy. He's impressive to watch.
Now, do you know who you're fighting?
I got a name, and that's about it. Briar Thompson. That's all I know. I think he trains out of Albany. Don't really know much about him.
Kind of an 0-0 guy. That's the thing is when you make the decision to step in there, the way it works is you go through an amateur circuit and, your first few fights, you don't have a clue, and sometimes they'll switch them the day of, the night before, the week out. It's just such a crapshoot sometimes. Like Jimmy, he's taking a fight on short notice. He's just being a soldier. But on that one, but sometimes it happens, especially in your early part of your amateur career. So we don't know a bunch about this guy. Sean's going in blind, so we really have to prepare for everything.
So basically, you're both going in 0-0.
Yep.
There's no previous fights that are taped that you can study to watch what his technique is, anything like that.
Well, not for him. I mean, if you type my name in, you'll at least see some clips of me training, and I got some grappling tournaments on there, and you'll find something, you know what I mean? But I can't. He doesn't have a Facebook profile. I don't even know what he looks like. I don't know how old he is. I don't know how tall he is. I don't know, but I'm not really too worried about it. I know Ryan's been talking to the promoter, and the promoter has spent some time with the guy, and he's 0-0. If Ryan, I'm confident in whatever Ryan decides. If Ryan thinks I could take something, if Ryan thinks it's a good fight for me, then I think it's a good fight for me. I try not to worry about that.
I'm really protective of my guys. That's one thing. I always want to make sure that they're in a fight that's not going to be a walkthrough for them, but it's going to be entertaining for everyone. But they have their chances of winning. I'm always going to want to test them because I have the highest hopes for this guy. This guy is, as far as I'm concerned, we talk about it every morning. We're training for Demetrius Johnson. That's it. This guy is just one more step. Nothing but respect to him, but it's one more step. And so we're going to work our butt off. And so if we're not scared of Demetrius, we're not scared of this guy. And so we're just going to work super duper hard in every single area. He puts in 3-4 hours a day training, then trains other people, kind of lets it all sink in mentally. We watch tape for hours a day. So we're just going to prepare him to the best we can, and I know we'll do really, really well.
So can you find out what gym he trains out of and go in and spy and maybe slip a roofie into his water?
We've talked about it. We've already had the conversation.
But can you actually is it bad protocol? Is it against the rules to walk into somebody else's gym and just sit there and watch training? I mean, would that bother you if he came down here and sat in on Sean's training?
To be honest, I welcome that. I think that I think it would just make for a better fight. I think because then he would go home and he'd re-game plan and he'd add extra practices and he'd start working harder. And I honestly, we put a lot of our stuff online and on footage on film. We don't really mind. It's I know a lot of people can maybe get kind of nervous about that kind of thing because then it helps them study and this and that. But I really truly believe in these guys. They work their butt off. They do everything correct. And study all you want.
I'm confident.
Well, and that's part of it. I mean, some of these guys have been fighting for a while, and they got thousands of hours of footage on there, and they do watch the tapes and study each other. So that's just part of the game.
And go ahead.
But where you're at right now, going in blind like that, it makes it kind of tough.
It's it's all right. It's kind of slightly nerve-wracking because everybody else has competed so far. We've always had fights to watch. Nobody, Nathan or Ryan or nobody that we've has competed for us has went in blind, so to speak. Everybody's had something to watch, so we've had some game plans. But sometimes that kind of works against you because they'll change.
Yeah,
right. They grow as they train, sure.
So I'm getting ready for a guy that's going to kind of take me down and stick his forehead in my belly button. That didn't happen at all. This guy from out of nowhere, never seen him do the things he was doing. So, it can go against you. So whereas we're looking for a safe zone that's, that we felt was completely comfortable, this guy totally changes his style completely out of nowhere after 15 fights, a professional, and changes things up and starts doing things a lot different that we didn't plan for. So, it's kind of give and take on that one.
But I feel confident everywhere. Like, I don't want to, not a one-trick pony. I feel that if he's really good one place, I could take it somewhere else. I don't whether we're boxing, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu. I like it all. I'm not gonna be bummed out if it goes to the ground. I'm not gonna be thinking, oh man, this sucks. Let's do it. All right, it's ground time, baby. And let's keep going. But I'm gonna try not to get too caught up in my head about if I get in a bad position, I'm just gonna keep fighting. Persistence wins. Persistence wins. Persistence. I like we losing both 2 rounds, be losing half the third round, and then in the third round I could submit the guy or knock him out. So I know that the persistence wins in this game.
Hard work pays off. We've taken the last, like I said, 3 years and just individualized each different art, and then putting it all together should be.
I'm just going to do what Ryan says. I'm not going to overthink it. I've kind of, I could game plan and we're training on certain things, but when I'm in there, I'm just going to do whatever he says. Keep it easy. Not overthink
Breathe.
it.
That's a good idea. No.
It'll be like a video game.
Oh, listen. That's a good idea. Do what I say. Shut up.
Everything.
It's like he's playing a video game and I'm his character.
Yeah.
I'm just going to do what he wants.
Sean's going to do a fantastic job. 100% confidence in these guys. These guys are great down here. And the one really cool thing about our gym also is that it just so happens that all of our guys, all of our our fighters, most of what we do is not fighting, but the ones that we do have in the fighters, our group that we have is all smaller guys. So they all get to roll every single day. They get to spar every single day against very similar. They're all a little different, which is really nice, but they're all similar size. So you're at any given day, you're going to spar someone in my gym that you very well may run up against that similar style in the cage. So that's one really cool part about our gym is that it's most of all our guys are smaller. So Sean has just a great inventory of sparring partners.
Well, it inspires me. It makes me want to up my game a little bit so I can help. Be a target for you to work over, and yeah, this is so cool to me. I mean, I just love being a part of it. I've been working with you guys for over a year, almost a year and a half now, and I just love it. But watching you guys get ready for actual fights, this is way cool, and so I'm excited.
Heck yeah, Chris!
Thank you, man. I'm stoked too. First one, it's about time. Finally here.
Yeah.
They do have grappling tournaments, Chris, for Masters divisions for the seniors. I just want to throw that out there.
Where we all just lay on the ground and breathe hard. That kind of thing.
Yeah, basically. No, hey, I trained a guy. He was 52, and we trained him up for it was no-gi, submission wrestling. And he went out there. We took him to Vegas, and we had a good time. He got a silver, so we had fun. And they have the different divisions, different ages, and it's pretty darn fun. I think you'd love it. Grabbing a hold and choking someone out, Chris. I see how you enjoy the grappling.
I just love being in there and working out. I mean, it's great, and it's fun that we've gotten past the initial classes and that I'm hanging around with you guys and working out with you guys, and that makes me feel good too. But gotta up my game here.
But yeah, so if anybody wanted to come down and check us out and watch Sean train, watch Nathan train, even Chris, 11 and 12, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. and noon, are great times. Come on down, watch us train, kind of hang out, meet the guys. That's more than welcomed, and we'd love to give you a free class, or anybody who comes in will get you a free T-shirt, real premium mixed martial arts shirt, just kind of as a gift for coming in. So if anybody was interested.
Well, and even if you're just looking to work out and get back into shape and do that, you don't have to go in there and punch. You can go in there and work out. You know,
yeah.
And just get back into a more physically fit state. And then if you want to step it up and start getting into sparring class and stuff like that, that's fine. But you're offering both, and that's why it's such a big deal. Because hell, when I walked in there, I was 40 pounds overweight, almost 50 pounds overweight, and had to really slowly get back into it again just to get back to where I could finally join your guys' sparring class. So the physical fitness part of what you guys do makes a huge difference. So I just want to make sure that anybody out there that's interested doesn't think that they're walking in there and it's going to be a punch fest and you're going to get kicked and thrown down and beat up. No, there's a physical fitness class too, and you guys are also cut and in great shape. It makes it a lot easier to be inspired when the person that's training you.
It's easy to believe.
Good shape, yeah.
Yeah, it's nice because actually it's funny. Sean was teaching last night. Took over a class, and we had a couple of ladies come in that I would consider white collar, and they came in, had no interest in fighting, nothing like this. But they're wonderful supporters of me, and they love the gym. They're great supporters, and they came in and they had to post on it online and just told me how great Sean was and how fantastic he was, and took the time to slow down and show him. He really made him feel like it was their hour, and that's what we do. That's what we do. So if you want the experience of feeling like it's a fighter and feeling like just being a part of the energy, but having it be safe and at your pace, come down and check us out.
Fantastic. Oh, go ahead. One more thing.
Yeah, just real quick. I don't know if anybody's into watching UFC or MMA. Awesome fights on tonight. Free on Fox. TJ Dillashaw versus Heenan Barrow, the rematch. So,
nice. Yes.
Free
Should
on
be
Fox,
good.
baby. Should be a good one.
Peaceful Fighter Show, boys and girls. Want to thank Ryan, want to thank Sean, want to thank Jimmy, Jennett. Good luck to him in his fight tonight. I'm really loving this show. I think it's great.
I love it. Kick ass, Jimmy.
All right. Thanks, guys. We will see you next Saturday, 10 o'clock.